Welcome back to our channel. Today, we remarching back in time to ancient Rome to uncover the secrets behind one of history's most formidable fighting forces, the Roman legions. These soldiers weren't just strong, they were strategic geniuses whose discipline and tactics struck fear across the ancient world. From their combat formations to their psychological warfare, the Roman army didn't just win battles, it reshaped history itself. The Roman army was a perfectly oiled machine. A legion was made up of about 5,000 men, organized into smaller units called cohorts, which were then broken down into centuries of around 80 soldiers. This layered structure was brilliant. It allowed commanders to give clear orders and maintain complete control, even in the chaos of battle. Discipline was everything. Soldiers trained relentlessly, mastering marching, combat, and instant obedience. This incredible teamwork and order gave them a huge advantage over less organized enemies. When it came to equipment, Roman soldiers were armed for success. Their main weapon was the gladius, a short sword perfect for deadly stabbing in close-quarters combat. For defense, they carried the iconic scutum, a large rectangular shield. A single soldier could hide behind it, but together, they could lock them together to form an unbreakable shield wall. They also used a heavy spear called a... They hurled these into enemy ranks to cause chaos and break their formation before charging in for the final blow. Their armor, made of overlapping metal plates, protected their vital organs and kept them fighting longer. Now let's talk tactics. Because the Romans were masters of strategy. One of their most famous formations was the testudo, o arutorutowazu formation. Soldiers would bunch together, locking their shields in front and raising them overhead to create a near-impenetrable shell. This allowed them to advance safely, completely protected from arrows and other projectiles. But they were also crafty. Roman commanders would often fake a retreat, luring their overconfident enemies into a chase, only to have hidden Roman troops ambush them from all sides, turning the tables in an instant. Roman generals knew that war wasn't just fought with swords, it was also fought in the mind. They used fear as a powerful weapon. Legions would march defiantly through enemy territory, a clear display of their overwhelming might. They built permanent forts and extensive road networks, not just for logistics, but to project power and intimidate local populations. And yes, they could be ruthless with conquered foes, sending a chilling message to anyone else who dared to resist. While it sounds brutal, this strategy often convinced other cities to surrender without a fight, ultimately saving lives in the long run. Siege warfare was another area where the Romans excelled. When a city refused to surrender, the legions brought out the heavy machinery. They used powerful catapults and ballistae to batter down stone walls and gates. They would dig tunnels to sneak soldiers inside the city or undermine its defenses. In a long siege, they would build entire forts and walls around the target city, cutting off all supplies and starving the defenders into submission. The sheer patience, engineering skill, and organization of the Roman legions meant that few cities could hold out against them for long. The legacy of the Roman legions is immense. Their emphasis on discipline, teamwork, and brilliant tactics became the foundation for military doctrine for centuries to come. In fact, many principles used by modern armies can be traced directly back to the practices of ancient Rome. The legions proved that a well-organized, disciplined force with smart strategies could be far more powerful than one that relies on brute strength alone. They weren't just soldiers, they were the embodiment of Roman power, order, and ingenuity. By studying their method, we get a fascinating glimpse into the mindset that allowed a single city to conquer and rule the known world. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next historical deep dive. See you next time!